that way, then it's not possible to ignore such an event, whichever way it comes out at the end of it.
Yeah. And so, Prof, when you look at even the issues surrounding this campaign, do you think Kenya put a robust campaign, as it were? And how perhaps did you gauge how former Prime Minister Raila Odinga went ahead with his campaign, even the boost by Kenya's President William Ruto? How did you think that whole campaign period, from the moment he was announced at State House Nairobi, and we saw other presidents of the East African community join us, how did you think the campaign transpired? And perhaps could you point out what would be a highlight for you in that campaign season?
Well, I think the campaign was very vigorous. We give the team, that's President Ruto and his Minister of Foreign Affairs, they worked as hard as they could to sell their candidate, Raila. And as far as ordinary campaigns are concerned, they did their best. They went overboard in trying to campaign as if it's a local election. In that sense, there are problems along the way that might, despite the good effort, might be negative to Kenya's candidate, because the people voting are not ordinary people. These are presidents or heads of government in their respective countries, and their primary concern is how well a particular candidate is likely to promote their interest or maybe be negative as far as their interests are concerned, national interests as they perceive them. That's the driving force. Bearing that in mind, then there are three factors that come into play. Whether one likes it or not, they just do come to play. One, what do all these other heads of state and government think of President William Ruto? Because he's the main campaigner for this. So what do they think about him with regard to African interests, African matters, with regard to personality, a lot of things. So their view of Ruto is a factor in this matter. Second, what do they think of Kenya as a country? And if they have high regard for Kenya, then that's good. If they have negative regard for the country, that's a sign of trouble that may be taken in consideration when making calculations. Third,